What's going on, guys? Spud here and welcome to a brand new Life is Strange video. In today's video we're going to be talking about the Life is Strange Double Exposure reveal stream that was just done today by the Life is Strange, obviously Deck 9. Just going to go through little bits of it and I'll just say my thoughts. I enjoyed it as well. I thought it was really good. Obviously we found some stuff out that we wanted to know regarding obviously Chloe. We found out a little bit about the choices that you made on Life is Strange 1. Do they have any impact? As they spoke to some of the devs, they also spoke to Hannah Tell, who voices Max. And we also saw some extended gameplay, which I thought was quite good. The Life is Strange have always kind of done this extended gameplay. They did it for True Colours. Can't remember if they did it for Before the Storm, but they did it for True Colours. And I think it just kind of gets you that, like what the game looks like, how it feels, you know, even though you're not actually playing it yourself. And by the way, I thought the game felt pretty good, to be honest. So without further ado, we're not obviously going to watch the whole thing because it lasts 48 minutes. Just going to go through little bits, and some theories that I've seen already on like Reddit and that. So just make sure it's not too loud.
Coming up in this Life is Strange Double Exposure reveal livestream. All you need to know about the game. Learn more about this thrilling supernatural murder mystery from Deck 9 developers Jonathan Stauder and Felice Kwan.
There are no footprints, there's no weapon. Police are completely stumped as to how it could have happened.
Discover Max Caulfield's incredible new ability to shift between two parallel timelines.
Which comes in really handy when you're a detective and you want to eavesdrop and snoop and track suspects.
Welcome Hannah Tell, the actor behind Max.
She doesn't know what could happen. It could even kill her to try to use her powers again.
Whoa.
I mean, what?
First of all, I always find it like, whenever you hear a voice actor and they actually sound exactly like the character they play, it just sounds like mental.
Who knows?
Yeah.
And to cap it all off, our world premiere of extended gameplay. So get comfy, grab some snacks, and get ready to dive into this all-new adventure.
And then, oh yeah, actually I'll play this bit. I thought the trailer was after this.
In the award-winning Life is Strange series. This is Life is Strange Double Exposure.
Don't worry, I'm not pausing it for everything, but I like this shot, and it's a bit similar to what Alex had in Life is Strange True Colours when she first steps into Haven Springs and she's looking over the bridge. Bit similar to that. Obviously Deck 9 made that as well.
It's been 3 years since the release of Life is Strange True Colors. Since then, the team at Deck 9 Games have been hard at work on a game, a story and a world worthy of the return of Max Caulfield, beloved star of the very first Life is Strange.
I've been here before.
We knew that this had to be something special. We knew we had to respect the 2 unforgettable endings to the first chapter of Max's story.
Did you hear that? So they had to have some part. Chloe had to have some part in the game, and there she is. It's just a picture, just a Polaroid, but he's there. Now, obviously, that picture you would expect would only be there if you... So obviously we don't know, but obviously if you chose to sacrifice Arcadia Bay, she'd be alive still. And obviously Max didn't see her for, what, like 5 years, was it? So obviously when she left Arcadia Bay originally, Chloe didn't have blue hair. But that as soon as that came up, a lot of people were happy already that she's going to be involved in the game, even if it is just via a picture.
While also crafting something new, something fresh, that echoed and acknowledged Max's
Interesting facial expressions there, though, after looking at the image.
past challenges, even as it moved her personal story forward, welcoming in new players from the very beginning while giving fans the story they didn't know they wanted. The team have been collaborating along with our partners at Square Enix External Studios to bring Max and Caledon University to vivid life. And we couldn't have done it without Hannah, Tell, and the rest of our stunning cast, whose performances elevate and bring nuance to every moment of our story. Together, we've built for you a supernatural murder mystery.
What is this?
Packed full of twists, intrigue, and heart that still delivers on every aspect of Life is Strange's DNA. Meaningful emotional choices driven by your connection to others.
That's what the choice looks like, and again, that kind of has that true colours look in the terms of making your choice. Obviously, Life is Strange 1, the screen would go a bit fuzzy. Before the Storm, what actually happened? I think Before the Storm might have been a little similar as well, but not the same. Life is Strange 2, it was obviously like diagonal lines. And then True Colours was a bit similar to this.
Their characters. A diverse and complex cast that reflects the world around us in all its joy, sorrow, and anxiety. Romance, humor, and light even in the darkest of circumstances. For those of you who have played every Life is Strange to date, we can't wait to welcome you back. And for those of you curious about Max and her new adventure, we're delighted to have you join us. Welcome to our deep dive reveal of Life is Strange Double Exposure.
So obviously that was the first part of it. Some extra gameplay parts there. The first thing I want to say, where is that character? Actually, we'll see them very shortly. So then it was just the trailer again, which we obviously looked at, and
finds her
then obviously they were speaking to two of the developers.
friend Safi dead in the snow seconds after seeing Safi talking on the phone. There are no footprints, there's no weapon. Police are completely stumped as to how it could have happened.
So there's not really any evidence or leads to go by. How do you solve a murder mystery like this? What tools might you have?
Luckily, Max unlocks a supernatural ability. She is able to shift from the current timeline into a parallel timeline where her friend Safi is alive. And fans of the first game will recognize this as kind of an evolution of her rewind power. And why exactly that has happened is at the heart of the story.
What the hell was that?
So I quite like the fact that the developer mentioned can't rewind time anymore, but she can actually shift into different realities. So as she's got older, because obviously she's older now. As she's got older, her powers have evolved, which kind of makes sense. So yeah, that was quite good.
Will differ in ways that are significant because of Safi's death. It is also kind of bittersweet because even the people that Max is growing closer to, like Moses, there's two versions of him as well, and she needs to navigate that.
Can you tell us a bit more about Moses?
Yeah. So Moses is Safi's best friend, and he's an astrophysicist at this college. And because of his science background, he might be the only person who can help Max understand what's going on with her powers. And the two of them grow closer through this investigation. But Max has to wrestle with if she's ready to open up and tell someone about her powers for the first time in years.
Now, Jonathan, I can imagine that.
So that's quite interesting. So obviously Moses is this guy. Maybe she can, because obviously she wanted to know how she got her powers in the first place in Life is Strange 1. She never really had a chance to talk about them, even like she probably would have mentioned it to Warren if she'd had more confidence, but obviously she only mentioned it to him when he was in the diner, when the storm had already started. And obviously Warren didn't really have any knowledge of what it could have been. Maybe Moses here can actually explain the whole thing.
with Safi that's the key to solving it.
Safi's alive.
Max, are you okay? It kind of seems like you're on drugs.
Huh? Oh. No, I'm just really happy you're here with me. And your mom.
So, drugs then.
So let's talk about Max's incredible new ability to bend time. Give us the lowdown on that.
Right. So, which comes in really handy when you're a detective and you want to eavesdrop and snoop and track suspects.
So when she uses the pulse, she kind of like takes this glimpse into the two timelines, can make an assessment, and then choose which one to shift into. How does the shift work?
Right. So when Max has identified one of these weak points between the timelines, we call them shift spots. She can use the shifting ability to instantaneously travel to the other timeline. So in a flash, she is instantaneously transported to the opposite version of the environment, different non-playable characters around. And so she's able to use that to traverse puzzles, circumnavigate locked doors, suspects that won't talk to her in one timeline but will in another.
Oh,
I'm interested to see how long these episodes actually last, because True Colours are one of the main issues for True Colours. It was too short. For the money that you paid on release, I think it was about £60. It was too short. Obviously, this game is £50 for the normal edition, so it's a bit cheaper. But I do think, to be honest, True Colours was really overpriced. I mean, I still think it was worth it, because I love all the Life is Strange games, but it was definitely overpriced. Just gonna... Right, this is the next thing I want to point out.
Max's past, but it is a brand new location in a small college. There's new characters. You can absolutely start with this first game.
Seems like Safi rubbed a few people the wrong way. How should I know? Go talk to somebody who's been here longer than 6 months.
we do all know.
I know.
This first game.
So, there was some theory that this is Rachel Amber. That is impossible. I'm pretty sure that is impossible that is Rachel Amber. Sounds like her a little bit, looks like her, but it's not her. If you're not aware of Rachel Amber is kind of the murder mystery. What happened to Rachel was basically Life is Strange 1. Rachel doesn't even know Max, but obviously Rachel at one point was going out with Chloe in Before the Storm, which was a prequel when she was alive. So, yeah, that is not Rachel Amber. Imagine if it was, though.
Seems like Safi rubbed a few people the wrong way. How should I know?
Returning play. Yeah.
Who maybe don't have the original console that they played on, or let alone the save. And then will we have decisions for all of us players who were racked with guilt making those tough decisions, who kind of crave making decisions like that again? Will we have lots of those choices that keep us up at night playing Life is Strange Double Exposure?
Yeah, Max will face a lot of tough decisions. It's kind of her thing.
Perfect. That's what I want. Bring it on. And so it's been so long since the original game came out. For players who maybe don't have the original console that they played on, or let alone the save file from their Life is Strange 1 game, how will they import their previous choices?
So Safi and Max will have a conversation that's pretty early on in the game, and Arcadia Bay just comes up naturally in that conversation. So players can remake the choice then, or they could try the other way.
Okay, so it sounds like Safi is kind of like...
So your choices, you're obviously sacrifice Arcadia Bay, sacrifice Chloe choice from the start, from the end of Life is Strange 1. Does obviously come into play here. Like it did for a short time in Life is Strange 2 as well. And Life is Strange True Colours Wavelengths. I think it'll just always have an impact, regardless of the game, because there'll be someone from the original Life is Strange or Life is Strange Before the Storm that'll feature in these games from now on.
Like a little interrogation there with Max.
Safi's very curious about Max because Max is generally pretty closed off, and Safi knows there's something interesting there.
Okay, so that's where we're going to see this backstory come into play. Very, very cool. So it sounds like new players are all good to go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%. It was very important to us that for folks entirely brand new to the franchise and brand new to Max Caulfield as a character, that everything they need to know about her is right there in Life is Strange Double Exposure. And then
That's probably the right idea, to be honest. Some people obviously won't be happy about that, but I think it's the right decision, to be
for
honest.
returning players, we absolutely honor the biggest, most impactful decision you're going to remember from that first game and carry that forward so you can see how that plays out in Max's latest adventure.
Is this about the blue-haired girl whose picture you keep in your wallet?
Wait, you snooped in my wallet?
Stop deflecting. The girl with the blue hair. What's the deal with you two?
I just want to just quickly go on to that bit. So, just using Dom the Bomb's post here. Is this about the blue-haired girl whose picture you keep in your wallet? Obviously referring to Chloe. Do I feel like this is it? I mean, they say this is about this conversation, but the only way Max would have had a pic. Actually, yeah, thinking about it, I didn't think of this because this was done at 5 o'clock, between 5 and 5:45, and it's 5 to 8 now, so it was a few hours ago. Thinking about it now, when Max went to the funeral, if you sacrifice Chloe, which I don't do, I've done it in my alternate playthroughs though. Joyce could have easily Joyce, which is Chloe's mum, could have easily given the picture of Chloe, so Max could have seen what she was like growing up, because obviously she didn't see her for 5 years. This is where there's a lot of discomfort within the community. So if I'm on the Life is Strange subreddit, I use it a lot. So obviously this was the choice. We were just friends, or we were high school sweethearts, and this has pissed a lot of people off. The reason it's pissed a lot of people off is because because they're not sure what, like, does this mean that if you sacrificed Arcadia Bay, you say we were high school sweethearts, which is basically saying you sacrificed, because 95% of people that that sacrifice Arcadia Bay and save Chloe think because it's Max and Chloe should be in a relationship, and there's all these shippers online, and I think Max and Chloe should be in a relationship, to be honest. The fact that she sacrificed an entire town, so many people died, we were high school sweethearts, has pissed a lot of people off. I really hope there's something after that, and they've done that on purpose to annoy people. Because you can't just sacrifice, and you can't. I mean, they could still be friends after, of course, but there's got to be something else going on there. Obviously, saying if we were just friends, it'd probably be if you sacrificed Chloe and saved the town. But we were high school sweethearts. You don't have a high school sweetheart and have hundreds and hundreds of people die. It's not realistic. Probably thousands. I don't actually know what the alleged population was of Arcadia Bay, to be honest. So then they were talking to Hanatel. This is who plays Max.
Supposed to be.
Be safe, yeah?
When am I not?
She's been suppressing her powers
Yes.
while on the road, and now she's this artist in residence at Caledon in Vermont. Does she still feel like she needs to suppress them, or why did she feel like she needed to suppress them?
Well, the powers resulted in ultimate devastation in her life and everyone's life around her, and even like the space-time continuum with the weather-related phenomenons that were taking place because of her using this power. So she feels like this is like a deadly weapon. It's not something that she's gonna ever want to use again, and also it really sets her apart from having a normal life and having normal relationships with people. So I think she's put that away very confidently, and is very hesitant about ever tapping back into that side of herself again. She doesn't know what could happen. It could even kill her to try to use her powers again.
Whoa.
I mean, who knows?
Yeah. We've caught up with who Max Caulfield is now. What has she been doing in the time between the events of Arcadia Bay to now?
Well, she's been on the road. She doesn't feel comfortable in any one place, and she's living like a nomadic lifestyle, taking photographs of abandoned, lonely spaces. For some reason, anything that's desolate or dark and intense really draws her eye, and she likes to photograph that, and she's made a bit of a name for herself by photographing these types of images.
So it's quite interesting that, like, Hannah obviously explains what happened with Max in this 10-year period. Obviously, she couldn't say being on the road with Chloe because she might not even be involved. Obviously, they said that both endings, they made it so both endings can be chosen. There's no canon ending. However, the comics do have it as Max sacrificing the town. So I think that's canon, but obviously they've got the
with Max.
Where is it?
How does it feel?
It's unbelievable. Tip
The
is
impact
it?
that you've made on fans.
director telling you ain't bad.
So we've got this action will have consequences. I actually know people that got tattoos from this action will have consequences from the first game. Obviously, the font's completely different now than what it is in Life is Strange 1, which makes sense. Now they've got the gameplay. I'm not going to show it all, obviously.
This is what I get for
I don't work in this building.
You can see the graphics are really good.
The world's horniest grandma.
Grab a mug, Max.
Then you can choose a mug, and there's a picture, and obviously, so it kind of has your objectives on the right, whereas previous games it's had them on like the journal.
You know what, Safi's good. Moses always looks.
Obviously there wasn't anything like this in Life is Strange 1, but obviously at the same time Max was using a disposable camera. Not a disposable camera, sorry, like a Polaroid camera. These are just normal pictures. I'm interested to see if we see any on this crosstalk thing or any messages. Surely on her phone there is some trace of Chloe. If you sacrificed Arcadia Bay. That's what I'm kind of hoping to see. And then it's basically Safi just saying, like she's got to take a call, some like good things happening to her. I wanted to show this bit as well. So obviously, you know, a throwback to kind of an Easter egg to Life is Strange 1 when she leaves the classroom for the first time in episode 1, puts in her earphones. Obviously now she's got AirPods, even though earphones are better than AirPods. They're just as easy to have a wire. But it's interesting to like see that they've got some things, like she still does the same things. Just in case I get copyrighted, which I probably wouldn't. And then there's I'm going to show this bit and then I'm not showing anything else, just in case you want to watch it yourself. Or if you don't, some people don't like watching extended gameplay before a new game comes out. I think I tried to avoid it with one game. I can't tell you which one it was. I think I actually tried to avoid it for Life is Strange 2, but I ended up seeing it.
Don't get to take a shot like this every day. Wow. You're really watching me, aren't you?
This is not a test. Max! The emergency broadcast system is now in effect.
I caused this! I caused all of this!
So that's the last thing I'm going to show of it. Basically, flashback to Life is Strange 1 again, you know, the nosebleed, the fainting. You heard Chloe's voice in that flashback, but a lot of people have been saying this on Reddit. It didn't sound like Ashley Birch, who voiced her in the first game. So they're saying that that's been re-recorded. Could we see Chloe at some point? I'm still not sure. Obviously, Life is Strange Before the Storm was voiced by someone else as well, not Ashley Birch. But it's just interesting that, like, the same, and obviously that I caused all of this, which was the episode 5. The final episode, obviously, of Life is Strange 1, which, obviously, you know, that's when the storm hits everything. But overall, it was a really good, overall, it was really good, deep dive, I thought, from Deck 9 and Square Enix. So I think more people are now excited for the game than they were after the launch, because a lot of people were like, "Where's Chloe? Max doesn't look." I think actually after the deep dive, Max looks a lot more like Max from Life is Strange 1 than she did. I've got no issues with that. It's nice to see Chloe's referenced a few times already, and they probably won't show too much more. Overall, I'm really hyped for it. Obviously, I've got the collector's edition. I'm going to get the ultimate edition. Obviously, you get the first 2 chapters 2 weeks early, so I can do a lot of content on them 2 weeks. I'll do. I think what I might do is record. I might record my gameplay, but I don't know. I have to decide, because I want to do a stop. I want to do a campaign on my YouTube, but it's either that I might play through it first. I don't know. I'll have a think. I've got months to think about it ultimately, but it's either I do a playthrough off camera, my first ever playthrough, and then I might do another one on camera where I get the choices that I prefer, or I'll just do a raw playthrough. But the thing is, if I'm doing a raw playthrough, I don't really want to be doing commentary through it or have the webcam on, because I just want to focus on the game. So yeah, I'll have to have a think about that. But obviously, there's going to be any like major Life is Strange news I'm going to do with obviously the roundup and Spudball. Yeah, that's going to be the end of this though. Thank you obviously for everyone that's watched. Let me know what you're thinking about Life is Strange Double Exposure. I'm really looking forward to it personally. Another journey with Max. I'm hoping for a little bit more Chloe though. Even's been on like a text message just so we know what has happened between Max and Chloe in the space of leaving Arcadia Bay / the comics to Double Exposure, because we need to know. We have to know. It's not a need. We have to know. But yeah, like the video if you enjoyed and you want to see some more Life is Strange content, and subscribe if you're new. And yeah, take care. Thank you for watching.